Ladies and gentlemen, Jenna Kim Jones.
I'm feeling fired up. Let's hear it for me again. That's right. We're here. We're doing this. I'm wearing some of my nicest Costco clothes for you tonight. Thank you. You're welcome. Because, okay, I'm sorry. If 75% of your wardrobe is not from Costco, who are you? You're the queen. Costco is an American treasure, okay? You get a Costco card, this is what you're saying. Yes, every time I come to Costco, I will spend $100 on 4 things. And yes, I will get home and think, this is too much hummus. Costco makes you believe in yourself, though. You're like, yeah, 72 tortillas? I can eat that in 2 weeks. I can do anything. I had 300 pizza rolls for dinner last night. Costco's a crazy place. Crazy story, true-ish story. I was hit by a car. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. It was an electric car. So it was more like getting caressed by a Prius. But, I couldn't hear it coming, okay? Have you ever heard an electric car try to honk its horn? No. This is what it sounds like. I'm allowed to say this because I used to drive a Prius, okay? I lived in California. I drove a Prius because I had to blend in with all the other Prii on the road. But now, I live in Georgia, and I show up with this Prius, and they're like, what is that? I'm like, oh, that's just the car top carrier for my SUV. Just pick it up, throw it on top. Electric cars, they're kind of like all over the place now. Now we're getting into self-driving cars. Exciting. Who wants one? Okay, we got some men in here who want one, all right. Who doesn't trust them? Yeah, we got a lot of, feels weird, right? But here's the thing, let me just ask you this, those of you who are on the fence. Have you ever finished work, got in your car, driven home, got out of your car and thought, how did I get here? Now that moment doesn't have to fill you with fear. Did I hit someone? I don't know. I was listening to a murder podcast. Think about it, my goodness. Can you imagine if our dads had self-driving cars? Every time he was like, don't make me come back there, he could have come back there. I like the idea of a self-driving car, I do. My husband is obsessed with the Tesla, just obsessed with it. And I'm like, I don't want a car named Tesla. Tesla sounds like a woman who's trying to flirt with my husband on Facebook. I'm threatened by Tesla. And he is constantly going on and on about these cars. And the reality is, Teslas are not marketed to women. They're just not. They're not. My husband goes on and on about Teslas. They're so amazing. Oh my gosh, they're so smart. They know where all the other cars are on the road. You can go from like 0 to 9,000 in 4.2 seconds. Ludicrous mode. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but like how many cup holders does the car have? Yes, thank you. These are the questions that us women want answered because we gotta know where we can stuff all our garbage in the car. I wanna be playing Diet Coke roulette in my cup holders, you know? Is this the fresh one or is this the old one from 3 days ago? I don't know. Because women, we treat our cars like our purses. They're just very expensive portable trash cans. I want a self-driving car, I'll admit it, I'm a mom. I want to watch a movie in my minivan too. But it's like Tesla doesn't want me as a customer because if they did, here's how it would go. I would get in my self-driving car and I would be like, hey, Leo. Mama had a rough day. You know what to do. The lights would dim. The driver's seat would become a massage chair. Boys to Men starts blaring on the radio. And I'm like, let's do this, Leo. And he takes me all the way to the Arby's drive-thru. Where I'm getting all the meats and all the sauces, because, hey, Mama's not driving. Then I'm like, hey, Leo, take me home. And suddenly I'm at Target. This is the car we want, is it not, ladies? Yes. Yes, what would your self-driving car be named?
Tesla.
Yeah, we know that, sir. We're feeling very uncatered to right now, us ladies. What about you? Let's hear. Giovanni, is that your name, sir? No. Okay. That's right. Giovanni gets the job done. I like that. That's good. Oh, but everything's crazy now. Everything's different than when we were growing up. We got self-driving cars. We don't even do basic things anymore, like, go to Blockbuster. Remember those days? You go to Blockbuster. Now we just sit at home and do a virtual walk through Blockbuster on our butts with our husbands, and it's torture. Because our husbands just take the remote and they just scan and scan and scan, and you watch 10 seconds of everything on Netflix, and then you go to bed mad. We've all been there. We were doing the virtual Blockbuster tour recently, and my husband stopped on a show just long enough for me to become emotionally invested. Yes. Then he was like, bam, no! World War II documentaries, and that's it. And I'm like, excuse me, I need to know more. This was a show about a person who ate 12,000 calories a day. 12,000 calories. And this wasn't like Michael Phelps, I'm an athlete, whoa, good for you. No, this was like a normal person who was just eating 12,000 calories a day. I'm like, I need to know more. Because I'm like, 12,000 calories? I mean, that's gotta be, I don't know, 12 bloomin' onions? And I Googled it, and it's 6. Yeah. Which then got me thinking, like, 6 bloomin' onions, wow. There's half of you in this room that's like, ugh, 6 bloomin' onions, that's disgusting. And then there's the rest of us. It's like, 6 bloomin' onions? Could I eat 6 bloomin' onions? Should I eat 6 bloomin' onions? Is this my Everest? So what I'm saying is, I'm kind of like a foodie. But like not in a classy way. Like if I see a Cinnabon, I have to be physically restrained from running inside, ordering 2 of them, one to inhale and the other to just kind of rub all over me. Like if I were gonna get a tattoo, I'd just get a Cheeto hanging out back here. It's like a little snack every time I bend over. What did you say?
You're bad!
I told that joke recently, a couple months ago, on the other side of this country, okay? I told that joke, and this group of women in the crowd just lost it. They were like hitting their friend on her shoulder. I had to stop the show. Yeah, I did. I said, ma'am, do you have a Cheeto tattooed to your backside? She stood up, turned around. It was not a Cheeto. But it was every M&M character that's ever existed. So I just ended the show, brought her up, and we discussed the Cheesecake Factory menu for 25 minutes. The problem with my foodie lifestyle is there are consequences to that lifestyle, okay? I have tried every diet you can imagine. I've done every single one. I was recently introduced to intermittent fasting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got a believer up there. For the rest of you normal people, intermittent fasting is when you just don't eat for 16 hours.
Crazy!
Yes. This man is so hungry. That's why he's just lost it. They came to the early show because he's on hour 15 and he's about to go eat. Intermittent fasting is when you just like don't eat for 16 hours. I'm like, who can sleep for 16 hours? I have stuff to do. Okay? I went to a nutritionist. She was like, just don't eat food you can't pronounce. I'm like, great, that's why I never eat asparagus and cucumbers. I don't know, losing weight is tough. It's so tough that sometimes I'm like, ugh, I should just get pregnant. Just get pregnant, have a baby, raise that baby. That's how much I like cake. I have 3 kids now, but the Mexican pizza's back, so I might need a 4th. I don't know. I had a baby last year, and I'm a little bit older now. This is my third child. I went into the doctor, and they were like, "Congratulations on your geriatric pregnancy." How dare you? Then they're like, "Please step on the scale." And they're like, "Oh, by the way, you're also obese." I'm like, okay, geriatric and obese, whoa. Then they took my blood pressure, and they're like, "It seems a little bit high." Do you know why that would be? I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe because you just called me old and fat. Maybe wait a few minutes for me to calm down. Maybe try some other phrases, like not old and cute for her size." But every single year starts the same for me. Every year is the same. It's the same. January, I'm gonna get my body back. I'm good. Then February rolls around, and the Girl Scouts just push their cookies on me everywhere I'm going. And I will buy any food for charity. Charity is the name of my belly. Hope is my butt. And faith is my thigh gap. Because sometimes you gotta believe in something you can't see. Do you guys want to go on a journey with me? Those of you who maybe have some grown children, I have a question for you, okay? Were you running around doing maternity photo shoots while you were pregnant? No. There are maternity photo shoots happening all the time. If you don't know what that is, that's just when you're pregnant, you take pictures of yourself, right? There's all kinds. There's ones where the husbands are involved, like he's some kind of hero. I'm sorry, sir, you have very little to do with this right now. There's ones where it's like a really cute girl and she's pregnant and she's sitting in her bed surrounded by all the snacks that she craved when she was pregnant. Am I jealous of these women? Yes. Am I gonna make fun of them? 100% yes. Because when I'm pregnant, I feel like a giant loaf of white bread stuffed into my husband's old basketball shorts and some dirty flip-flops. And we got people out here doing the craziest maternity photo shoot of all time, the maternity milk bath photo. Has anyone seen one of these? Okay. Okay, for the rest of you, let me describe it to you, okay? You have a pregnant woman. She's 29 months pregnant. Just as big as you could possibly be as a pregnant woman. And she puts on like this little like negligee, like a little nighty-nighty, a little lingerie, if you will. She puts it on and then sits in a bathtub full of milk while a person stands over her and takes her photo. Yeah. I know. A lot of you are probably like, but why? I had that question too, so I did some research. Now, I'm not an expert, but I did spend a good 10 to 12 minutes on Google, so let me educate you, okay? The maternity milk bath has its roots in Cleopatra. Yeah, I bet you didn't see that coming. apparently, when Cleopatra was alive, she would take a donkey milk bath every day. Donkey. Yeah. And now, here's the thing. I know, we've milked everything in our culture. We're milking almonds. We're milking soy. We're milking oats. I don't even know how they're so small. Yeah. This woman is hysterical over oat milk. But I don't think anybody in the history of the world was ever like, hey, get that tiny buck-toothed gray horse over here. It's milking time. Hee-haw, hee-haw. But I digress, okay? Let's go back to Cleopatra. She's taken donkey milk baths every day. First of all, I'm not sure we should take advice from people living in the BC era. I don't know. Just a thought, this is when people were excited when they lived to be 23. So, and we all think that like Cleopatra's beautiful, but we don't know what she looked like because if you Google Cleopatra, guess who comes up? Elizabeth Taylor. For all the young people, she was an actress, and she played Cleopatra in a movie that was made 100 years ago. So we just think Cleopatra was beautiful, but we don't know because this was a time when morning breath was just all day breath. Someone get that woman some oat milk. So we're taking advice from Cleopatra, okay? Seems a little nuts. But then I thought, I don't know, what does science have to say about a milk bath? Let's find out. Now, scientists say that if you're gonna take a milk bath, you need to shower immediately. Why? Because yeast will grow in all your nooks and crannies. Ladies, when I'm pregnant, I'm just a series of nooks and crannies attached to a large dome. So let's just put it all away, right? Let's forget all those things I've said. You're gonna do it. You're doing the milk bath photo, okay? The day has come. You are 55 months pregnant. You're this big. You got your milk jugs, both sets. You got your little natty lingerie, which I don't even know where you got it. I didn't know Victoria's Secret had a maternity section, but call me old-fashioned. So the day has come. You've cleaned out your bathtub. You sink down in your bathtub. Then you invite another human being to come inside, stand over you with a camera. And this person's like, wow, no, you don't look ridiculous at all. So you got the photo. You did it. You've got the milk bath photo. Let's take another minute here and think about this, right? Let's fast forward. 14, 15 years later. Your son is coming of age. You're like, hey, son, here's this picture I took when I was pregnant with you. And he's like, why? This is on the internet? Wait, what? Are my friends even my friends, or have they seen your Instagram? So you could give your son an existential crisis, or you could just be a loaf of bread like the rest of us and eat cake. All right, I'm going to switch gears here. We're going to talk about Christmas. Yes, thank you. We got some Christmas lovers in the house. Not really a controversial opinion to love Christmas, but I have some things to say, okay, about Christmas music. I think it's gotten out of hand. Yeah, I do. I think we need to have some public service announcements that's like, hey, celebrities, find someone in your life who loves you enough to stop you from making a Christmas album. Yeah, your jazzy version of Jingle Bells, it's not better. Let's get real, Jingle Bells is a mediocre song at best. You know whose favorite song is Jingle Bells? 4-year-olds. And that's only because they can't stop singing it. Because they shout, hey, at the end of every line, and then they get stuck in a loop, and then you have to ban the song from your house. Christmas music is out of control. I would vote for someone if their entire political campaign was just to ban the song Santa Baby. Is a weird song. There is no sexy Christmas. And by the way, Santa's married, you homewrecker. I don't know who wrote Carol of the Bells, but that person's favorite holiday is Halloween. Think about it. Sweet silver bells on Saturday. Ding dong, ding. Merry, 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 merry murder. Merry, 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 merry murder. That's a creepy song. I have a song in my head that I believe is the worst Christmas song of all time, and I want to see if you guys can guess what it is. Let's hear it. Somebody shout a song at me. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Good example. Yeah, okay. It's like, all right, Grandma got run over by a reindeer. We've seen Dateline. We get it. All right, what else? I feel like you've merged two songs there. That's a Mariah Carey, whoever sings the other one, mashup. The hippopotamus one is bad. It doesn't make sense. All I Want for Christmas Is You is a classic, and Mariah Carey is an angel. How dare you? So... All right, any others? Last Christmas is no good, right? Everybody knows that song, though. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. Nice. Whoa, okay. Let's just, we get it. You can sing. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, okay, traumatizing song. How do you explain that one? Like, that's the same woman who wrote Santa Baby. All right, well, these are all very good suggestions, but they're all wrong, sorry. Nope, I know what the worst Christmas song is, and surprise, it is actually not by Michael Bublé. You probably thought I was gonna say him. Michael Bublé, right? You know, there's like an entire neighborhood of kids that grew up with him that are like, oh, you mean Mike Bubble? That guy? Yeah, he's a weirdo, yeah. Thinks he's better than us with that Michael Bublé stuff. But no, you're all wrong. The worst Christmas song is by Justin Bieber. Yes. I hate to break it to you. Someone over here has Bieber fever, so. Justin Bieber, he has a song. It's like a remix of Little Drummer Boy. I'll sing it for you. Is this cool? Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Yeah, I'm on the drum, 'cause the beat goes dumb. Playing for the sun, playing for the king, playing for the title. I'm surprised you didn't hear this in the Bible. There's more. I'm so tight, I might go psycho. Stupid, stupid, love like Cupid. I'm a drummer boy. Did I mention it's a remix with Busta Rhymes? I mean, not a great day for Busta. You know he's in there like, I'm doing a favor for somebody, just... He's like, an entire generation of teenage girls are gonna know me, Busta Rhymes, from the Justin Bieber Christmas album. This is my life now. Christmas music is out of control, but Christmas movies are worse. Every 45 seconds, a new Hallmark original Christmas movie is born. And a child actor from the 90s rises again. I told my husband he could no longer watch Hallmark movies with me this year, because he's always asking stupid questions, like, haven't we seen this one already? I'm like, no. In this movie, Katie has a really hard time finding love. But she's about to realize that her grumpy boss is the one at an inn on Christmas Eve. You're thinking of Mackenzie. Now, Mackenzie, she has a really hard time finding love. But she's about to find out that the grumpy innkeeper is the one at a different inn on Christmas Eve. So I'm gonna need you to sit down, okay? Shush your mouth. Let the fake snow and the awkward pauses and whatever Full House character is starring in the movie. And just watch it till you're dead inside, okay? Lifetime started making Christmas movies, but they're all like sweet and nice. I'm like, no. I grew up watching Lifetime movies. They have an edge. If we're making Lifetime Christmas movies, we need them to have the edge, okay? I want titles like When Mrs. Claus's Claus Came Out. Or Jack Frost Nips at the Wrong Nose. Or Baby, It's Cold in Here. The true story about one woman held against her will, forced to sing a duet with a man who she murdered and got away with it. That's the kind of Lifetime movie I'm looking for. And all these television channels, they are not cashing in on their Christmas specials. Like TLC, the Learning Channel. I bet you forgot that that's what that stands for. Yeah. TLC needs to be doing some Christmas stuff, right? Like Merry Polygamous. Or like Hoarders, A Very Smelly Christmas. Little People, North Pole. They write themselves. But I love Christmas. I love the holidays. I think it's time we admit, though, in America that all of our holidays are about food. They are. It's true, right? We've got Halloween, diabetes. Thanksgiving, eat till you're dead. Christmas is just like fudge on everything. And it keeps going. You got Valentine's Day, chocolates, President's Day. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't eat a feast on a sea of mattresses that you don't have to pay for till 2027 on President's Day? Is that not what our founding fathers wanted for us? But it keeps going. You've got Easter, jelly beans, and then May rolls around, and every ad on TV is like, are you ready for swimsuit season? Pass. No, I just spent the last 9 months inside eating. May rolls around, and everybody's like, are you ready for summer? Are you ready? Are you ready? Like, I don't know, extra strength deodorant, check. Shave my legs, we'll see. Are you ready for summer? It's swimsuit season. Ugh. I've decided I'm over it. I'm not getting ready for summer. I'm not working out to look better. No. When I show up at the pool, I'm gonna take off my swim blanket, reveal myself to everyone there, and be voted most inspirational. People are gonna look at me and be like, she is so brave. She's so brave. But I have a complicated relationship with summer. It is so complicated. I don't know if I love it. I don't know. Even a campfire is complicated in the summer. Like you go up to the mountains, you got a group of men and women, you wanna have a fire. Suddenly, it becomes some kind of weird macho competition between the men on how to build a fire. You got one guy that's like, I do the TP. That's what I like to do, yeah. The other one's like, oh, I do the log cabin. Then you have some insane guy that's like, well, I can build a fire with my teeth and 2 rocks. Meanwhile, the women have started a glorious fire. But then the fire itself, right? You're sitting there, the front of you is melting, the back of you is freezing, the smoke keeps blowing in your face, and everybody has some annoying thing to say about that. Like, oh, smoke follows beauty. Well, get out of here, because I just washed my hair. Always a friend of a friend shows up with a guitar. You want to smash the guitar. Like, no, Chad, we don't want to hear any of your original music. Summer is complicated. I have this horrible relationship with it, and then I moved to the South. And I don't know if you guys have been to the South. It's a wild place. Good people, very religious. Like, if you thought you were religious, move to the South. You're not. These people are like, you only go to church on Sunday? They pray for you all the time. They're constantly telling you to bless your heart. I moved to the South and I was like, I'm a garbage person. Great. So I've been trying to improve myself. I've been trying to do some good things with my life. So a couple years ago, I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I signed up to serve at a camp for kids in the summer. And this camp was for teenage girls. Yeah, between the ages of 12 and 18. Bless my heart. Yeah, 12 and 18. Everyone's favorite demographic. Just like the nicest, easygoing. Just a group that's just cool as a cucumber, you know? Happy to be there. So I show up to this camp. We're at a lake. All these cute girls are walking around in their cute little swimsuits, looking great. They're in the phase of life where they're just eating chicken nuggets like grapes, just like, pff, pff, pff. You know? I'm in the phase of life where I'm hearing phrases like bat wings, front butt, loose neck. And those are like the good things about me. So I'm there and I can tell that those girls, they're checking me out. They're like, ugh, bleh, So I walk right up to them in my weird swim skort that I bought at Costco and my long sleeve shirt because they didn't need to see the bat wings. And I looked at these ladies and I said, oh, darling, oh. I used to look just like you. And I slowly backed away. This is your future, ladies! And I belly flopped into the lake. Whew. Y'all have been amazing tonight. Give yourselves a hand. I have one more thing I want to share with you guys tonight. Recently, my mom called me, and she was like, oh my goodness, I have the best idea for your comedy. She was like, you should incorporate your dance moves into your stuff, into your jokes. I'm like, rude. Problem is, I am not a dancer, okay? I like to pretend that I can do some things, but I have a younger brother who is a professional dancer. And I'm always being compared to him. Yeah. He's a professional dancer, like went to Juilliard. Yes, thank you. That was the appropriate response. Yeah. Dance is so fancy at Juilliard, they actually don't call it dance, they call it dance. It doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter your accent, it doesn't matter. You say dance. And when you say it, you have to look into the distance and confuse everyone around you. So he went to Juilliard, trained in dance. He's a professional dancer, but it's not just any kind of dance, it's modern dance. Dance. It's modern dance. And I don't know if you know a lot about modern dance, but let's just say they don't call it So You Think You Can Modern Dance for a reason. Yeah. Let me put it this way. Modern dance is a lot like modern art in that when you see it, you're kind of like, I feel like I could do that. But I'll just get a job. Yeah, he is this amazing dancer. He is currently living in Europe, living the dance dream. And I was so excited to support him. I remember I went to one of his first shows at Juilliard. I was so pumped. I showed up, I gave my ticket, I sat down, I was ready for the show. Whew. Well, the dancer's first number came out on the stage, flipped everyone off, and left. Second number, dancers came out on stage, walked around in a circle for a while, ended in the fetal position, left. The third number, they came out and just stared at their hands. For 45 minutes. Yeah. Then the show ended. Everyone around me was like, oh my goodness. I am changed. That was incredible. The art. And my younger brother came out and he was like, oh, Jenna, did you get it? No. Then I found out you just make up stuff. It's like death, pain, destruction, any depressing topic you want to throw in there, they're good. But in my family, he's the artist. And I'm over here telling jokes, sweating on stage, getting no respect. But I think I deserve some respect. So I've prepared something for you tonight. Yeah, y'all definitely did not pay enough for this. Okay? Please, no cell phones, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you modern comedy. Did you get it? It was about farts. Thank you so much, Arizona. I love you. Thank you, thank you.